Selma was a small town, and it's a great strain on a community to support demonstrations every day. And we'd been demonstrating for, well, since the 2nd of January, and this was March. And so we decided that if we walked on and took the movement to Montgomery, it would be a bigger town. But also, there was a judge that had a reputation for justice. And the judges in Selma did not. So we started simply to walk to Montgomery. And we were stopped on the bridge and quite surprised that we were beaten very savagely.
Martin never claimed that getting the vote would be the salvation or the ball game. It was his thesis that getting the vote got us inside the ballpark, but the game was still to be played. He never saw the vote as a panacea that would solve all problems, but as he envisioned, that was the first step. It put us on juries, it put us in City Hall, it put us in the county courthouse. It made politicians stand up and listen to us, and that translated into jobs and other opportunities. But now we have a different fight. We have now to fight this whole economic war. We have this whole business where in Selma here, though blacks are the majority population, we don't run the city government. We have a presence there on the city council. The mayor is not black. We cannot stop the white minority from doing anything it desires to do.
Now, we have what we say equal rights, and there's still some segregation and discrimination after all. But you can sit anywhere you want on a bus or a train. You can go into certain places that were once barred to you, but you can go in there and be served. So, there is a difference now. And maybe I should say blacks are treated better, perhaps. But I wonder.
White people that lived in the county were not going to send their children to black schools. No way, no how, no time. And they formed this academy here. The school was part of the public school system, but they had closed it. And the academy bought the thing for little or nothing from the school board because they didn't intend to use it for anything. And so they were able to buy it and refurbish it and get it into the good condition it's in now. It has a nice big gymnasium and lunchrooms and additional classrooms and whatnot, and pretty good teachers. And I think the children get certainly 100% better education than they would in the black school system.
Despite the successes of the civil rights movement, poverty, unemployment, and racial discrimination continue in the South. What would happen if a black family wanted to move into one of these houses in the white district of Lounsborough, Alabama?
That's a pretty tough question. You might be able to do that. I don't know how well you'd sleep at night. It would be strongly resented, strongly. It's just never happened, and I've never heard of it happening in any of these black belt counties. I don't know if you could do it or not. I don't know if you could do it and still have the house the next morning. I really do not know. I would think you could, but I wouldn't guarantee it.
Since 1965, I've been very active in trying to see that the right to vote was properly used to make a difference and a change in this area. As a result of that activity, we've had many blacks and moderate whites elected. Those kind of activities brought me to what you see behind me. My house was burned 2 years ago on June 25th because we had been too effective with the use of the ballot.
I don't think that Selma, I don't think that Alabama, I don't think that America in my lifetime will rid itself of racism, if ever.